Is astrology real?
Astrology here comes to existence and comes to the play, which can say that what is the level you can achieve here. They all have a gravitational pull towards the earth, and we dwell on this planet. So that's why there is a gravitational pull which affects us, our emotions and our actions.
You would say somebody is born with already the astrological conditioning to be a criminal or a saint?
Based on the research from 5,000 years that has been done on Vedic astrology, you can then interpret that what kind of future or fate this person has.
When you're looking at 2024 now, what are you seeing for the collective, for everybody?
2024 is called the year of Saturn. This is the time people will get a lot of karmic results. What they have done in the past, they will start, either they will start getting fruit, either they will start losing things. I have so many secrets, of people, and they are big names. An astrologer also has to die with secrets. Did you ever think when you were a journalist 3 years down the line that when you just started your career that I will become a healer? It's promising in your chart to become a healer. Now you're doing dharma, the work of dharma, healing other people. 12,000 hours of giving up everything. I'm telling you, audience is also here, I am also here. You will be ending up in an ashram someday.
Ever since I wrote my goals down with the pen, my dreams and reality have both been blending in. I just hope that in the end, my debt don't extend me on my dividends if it did.
So Akash, welcome to the channel. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I love the way it worked out. It was so perfect because I booked a session with you, just like a random normal client online, and we had our session on Friday. And there was so many interesting things that came up from that for me. Right. And I was like, do you want to come on the podcast? And now a few days later, you flew in from Canada.
Yeah, it's, this is how the world of spirituality works. So if you know that the person on the opposite side is also having the same energy as what you are experiencing, this is what the universe brings them together. So that is what I feel. There is no coincidence, right? So it is all planned by the stars.
Yeah,
that's how it happens.
So true.
Yeah,
and so many things like that have happened with the podcast too, like very specific things, so I never look at it as a coincidence.
Everything is planned by the stars. That's why we are here today. And the reason I really liked you as well, I saw your podcast, beautiful, wonderful job on that.
Thank
but
you.
The spiritual angle, the kind of righteousness that you want to bring to your audience is very, very awesome, and that connected.
Thank you. Yeah. First thing I'll ask you, because for people who don't know, you're a Vedic astrologer. You have a YouTube channel that's really awesome where you do weekly predictions. You're really on top of it. Is astrology real?
Yeah, so I had the same question years ago, like almost 23, 24 years ago when I was learning. It's a family lineage for us. So I'll give you a very small example of how astrology works. So we can see the visible luminaries, the sun and the moon, right? So moon controls the water, right? It's controlling unmeasurable water that's present on earth, right? And just imagine when it's full, when it's waning, waxing, that time you can see the waves work accordingly to the energy of the moon. Our body, on the other hand, science says our body is made out of 72% of water.
At least, yeah.
Right? So just imagine if it is controlling so much water on this whole planet, then who the hell are we? We are like very small beings with 72% water inside us. So the emotions goes ups and downs because of these planets, their energies. What are these other planets? Saturn, or when we talk about, Jupiter, Venus, what are they doing? They all have a gravitational pull towards the earth, and we dwell on this planet. So that's why there is a gravitational pull which affects us, our emotions and our actions. And that's why, some people are born criminals, some people are born saint. So that's how it works. These planetary combinations and, these energies of the planet that are controlling in our solar system, they run our life.
So you would say somebody is born with already the astrological conditioning to be a criminal or a saint?
Exactly. So what is the birth chart? What is a birth? So you have come, your birthday, that means you're coming to the existence on earth is on the day of your birth. But the soul, it is said, and there's a lot of research done on it, the soul enters the body on the 4th month and the 5th day of a pregnant woman. Before that, it is just, like body, it is developing your blood and everything for the soul, for it to contain the soul. So what happens is that when you are born, that time that place and that minute that you're born is the time that you can generate a birth chart, which will tell you that these are the planets placed according to that current latitude, longitude, and here you were born on this day. These are the current planetary conditions, and based on the research from 5,000 years that has been done on Vedic astrology, you can then interpret that what kind of future or fate this person has brought to this life. Because there are only 12 houses, there are 7 physical planets and 2 shadow planets that are called Rahu and Ketu here in the Vedic astrology.
The north and south node of the moon.
North and south of the moon, yeah, exactly. So they are imaginary points, and because of them only the eclipses happen. There was no other way to figure out eclipses. So they are actually real. In Vedic astrology, they are considered to be, they were demons, now considered to be very important planets.
Well, can we go into a story? Because I like when you tell stories too, or when anybody does. And the story of Rahu and Ketu as the snake that slithered between the moon and the sun.
Exactly.
You want to tell the story?
Yeah, for sure. So there was a demon called Swarna Bhanu. It was his real name, Rahu and Ketu. So what happened when the churning of the ocean was happening? It's a very, very ancient story where the churning of the ocean happens. That time, the nectar of immortality came out. And everyone wanted it. Gods, demons, they had a big fight over it. Lord Vishnu. So now I'll first explain the Trinity. Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva. So there are the three trine gods. They are the ones. So Lord Brahma is called the creator of the universe. That's why in Hindi, in Sanskrit, this world is called Brahmanda. Lord Vishnu is the preserver of the world. Everything that we have right now, these clothes and this everything, is all because of Lord Vishnu. He is the one who provides us luxury. And Lord Shiva, he is the destruction of the world. The Rudraksha that you're wearing in your on your neck is Lord Shiva's tear. It is supposed to be bringing you towards more spirituality and telling you to just leave all these material things and become one with him. So Lord Vishnu came up with a plan that, here comes the part of lust. This is woman. He took a form of a woman who's the most beautiful woman in the world. Anyone who looks at her will, fall in love with her.
Who took the form?
Lord Vishnu.
Okay.
He took a form. It was called Mohini. Mohini means...
Oh yeah, she's the one who cut the head. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mohini means someone who can put you under her spell. Like if you look at her, you completely get mesmerized and you are like only hers. So she took that form, and she was very trickily, she gave just normal potion to the demons and nectar to the gods.
Oh, she knew who?
She knew who's God. She's Lord Vishnu. Everything is created by her only, like from Lord Vishnu only. So what happened? This guy, Swarna Bhanu, his mother is called Simeka. There is another backstory here. His mother was so powerful that she even captured Lord Hanuman, the monkey god. She's so powerful. And this guy is a shapeshifter. He can take any shape, any size, any form. So he takes the form of a god and he stands between the sun and the moon and he takes the nectar. As soon as he takes the first sip, the first drop, sun and the moon exactly besides it, they figure out that this is not a god. This is it does not feel right. And they tell Lord Vishnu's Mohini avatar that, this is not a god, it's a demon. So she takes her wheel, it is called the Sudarshan Chakra, and she cuts him into half. But because the nectar went in, so the head, the sliced head became Rahu, and the the other part of the body became Ketu.
So because they took a sip of the nectar, it was already immortal. He couldn't die, but he became two.
Exactly. So that became now there is one very important thing linked to it also. When he was cut, the blood fell on earth, and where the blood fell, it says that there came in onion and garlic, 2 plants.
Wait, that's interesting because I have two really close family friends. One, his name is Akash, the other Nikki, and they are Jain. They practice Jainism. They don't eat garlic or onion. So anytime I'm ordering food for all of us, I make sure no onion or garlic. For me, I eat it, but medicinally. So if I feel like I need it, I have it.
Exactly. Now you are the point. So from the blood of Rahu and Ketu came onion and garlic. they have the medicinal qualities like that of nectar of immortality because it came from the blood. But they are not considered very auspicious in Hindu or Sanatan religion because, the saint says that it has tamasic energy. The energy that comes out of it is tamasic. That means it is made out of a demon's blood, so we don't want to consume it. But because that demon's blood which had a nectar of immortality, that's why, it is so medicinal. So it's so beautiful,
Wow,
Yeah.
what a great story.
Yeah,
I knew it, but like I didn't know some of those things, like the nectar from onion and garlic.
Exactly.
I want to thank you for watching, but also please don't forget to subscribe because we're noticing in the analytics that some people are watching multiple videos but haven't subscribed yet, and it really helps me to continue to improve the show. One of those improvements is that this season I'm only having one sponsor for the entire season instead of 5. And it's Leela Quantum Technology. So they are the official sponsors of the Quite Frankly podcast. And I'm so excited because if you have followed me for a while, you know how much I love this technology. They have multiple third-party double-blind studies to show how this affects your health in a really positive way. But also the way I use it is I write my intentions on a piece of paper like this, and I put it in there, and it's now in the quantum field. So more about that in a bit, and thank you for watching. Okay, so how far does this go? Because you know so much. How far is your lineage with astrology?
So I feel as we see the 8th generation we have mapped the other generations, everyone astrologer. But this is the very, very awesome part of our lineage is this is not a full-time job. This is a passion which we are working for. Our full-time work, like I am a broadcast professional. I've been in one of the biggest companies in the world, and today I am in front of the camera, but I have always been behind the camera, filming such kind of things and stuff like that. So our lineage is way back into Vedic astrology, pure. So there are many streams of astrology. The Western has a complete different stream and the world is different. But in Vedic also, there is, Krishnamurti Paddhati, there is KP astrology, there is Vedic astrology, there is Parashara astrology, there is Bhrigu astrology, there is the Red Book, the very, very important part of astrology, Red Book. So there are so many streams of astrology.
What's Red Book?
It's very interesting. So Red Book is a book written by many people, but the author is Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. It's there are two kind of medicines. One is you're having a heart attack and you need an adrenaline right now to survive. And one, you have a heart condition, we will give you this medicine and in few years you will be okay. So Vedic astrology is that slow medicine, few years, keep doing it on a regular basis and things will come to you. Red Book is all about remedies. Red Book is exactly that dose. I'm going to jail tomorrow morning. How do I get out of it?
Oh, like that fast.
How do I am going to get like this? This is the order against me from this criminal proceeding, or this is how my family, or this is what is happening in my family. I need immediate resolution. That is where Red Book comes into play. It is like allopathic medicine, like immediately.
But what's the I guess the remedy? Is it like stones, the way Vedic gives you? No. Like wear this yellow sapphire? No. Is it a yantra? Is it yagyas? None of that.
None of that. It is very different.
And so someone does it for you, or you do it?
No, we will have to do it. So I'll give you an example. So I see your chart. I'm a Red Book astrologer. I know Red Book. So I don't practice Red Book because it comes with a price. So I look at the chart and I say, oh, you're going to go to jail, and you're like, you will get scared immediately. What do you need to do? It's a very simple remedy in Red Book. Go and get the water from the jail and keep it in your room at this location and drink it. So basically you were supposed to go to jail and have water there. So get it. You go to hospital, go to the hospital, get the water at this specific nakshatra, this specific timing, keep it with you, drink it, so that you're going to hospital. You are going to go to, there is a government, for example, election. You want to win that election. Now what do you do? In the Red Book, it says that, okay, these are 43 number of coins. You have to put it down into government buildings where the shadow of the government building falls. You take a pot, put honey, bury it. So many things of the Red Book that you can't even imagine. Like it's It's instant relief. That's what the Red Book is all about.
Some of the remedies, like if the pot, the coins, I'd be like, you know what? I'll just go to jail. It's like a lot of work, some of these things.
Yeah, it's like a lot of work, but it has been proven over years and over time that it works.
Yeah.
So I'll based on this, I will tell you a story. Wealth is something that everyone wants.
Yeah.
Wealth, right? Like without wealth, there is nothing. Everyone needs wealth. Now, many people, the biggest problem with Westerners is that they don't have the time of birth. But there are few things that you can do which does not require any time of birth. So, on a deeper level, there are 27 constellations, nakshatras we call, right? Out of that, there is a nakshatra called Swati. That is the nakshatra of Rahu. Okay, that guy we were talking about, who's the demon god, like who's the demon guy who turned into a god later.
Yeah.
Swati nakshatra is so damn important that I can't even express how miraculously it has helped people. There is a bird called chakor. In Hindi we call it chakor.
Yeah, it's in Arabic too.
Yeah. So what happens is that it only drinks the rainwater. And that water only which comes from the Swati nakshatra, otherwise it does not drink. So that is how auspicious that water is.
So when you say it's when that nakshatra Swati, when moon is in a certain position,
when moon enters Swati nakshatra, every month it happens.
Oh, it happens every month.
Yeah, okay. And if that time it rains and if you collect that water and keep it in the southwest direction of your house, there will be abundance of money that you will get.
You brought me some.
I brought you some.
So
yes.
I have to put that in the southwest corner.
direction. Yeah.
I have to remember. Okay.
Also, there is another additional remedy to it for money. Now let's go back to the resting place of money. Have you seen where the money rests in banks?
No.
In a safe, in a locker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unless and until, if you see any movies, you refer back to places. People will have opened the safe. Robbers are trying to steal from the safe because that is the resting place of money, resting place of gold and silver. If you need really money in your life, you have to have a safe in the southwest direction of your house. That is the Rahu. That is the energy of Rahu there. Only planet, only energy that can give you abundance and material wealth is Rahu, and there is no other planet ever there.
Really?
So southwest direction.
Not even Venus?
Not even Venus. Venus is the planet of luxury. It can give you beauty. Like, your Venus is in the 8th house, so you're absolutely a beautiful person, that's what it can give. Venus will give you means of luxury. That means that something that you will not own. You will go and sit in a 5-star hotel and eat, but you will not own that 5-star hotel. Rahu can give you that 5-star.
That's so crazy you say that, because I have Venus in the 8th house, right? And I always used to say I've lived a very rich life, but I was not rich.
Rich, exactly.
And so I would be on private jets. I was in the Cannes Film Festival. I'd go to the Oscars, all these things, but I'm like, I'm having a very rich experience, but it's always paid for by someone else.
Exactly. Rahu will make you own that private jet rather than traveling into it.
Wow.
So that is the power of Rahu. I feel in a chart, Rahu is the most important planet. Those who are seeking material success, and Ketu is the most important planet, those who are seeking spiritual success.
So I want to just, for the people who really are just getting into astrology, they don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In astrology, there's houses, different houses, because I think people think, oh, I'm a Taurus, I'm stubborn. That's not astrology. That's like the most basic thing.
Exactly.
We're talking about having these planets. You look at your chart and they're in different houses. So if 8th house rules something and Venus is there, you see the effect there, or even between the houses, what's happening. So you mentioned Rahu. I have Rahu in my 5th house. Just to make it kind of visual for people, what does the 5th house represent? What would Rahu there do?
So I will start with all the houses so that you get a very clear idea. Very simply, I will explain.
Okay.
So take the houses as the part of your body. There are 12 houses, so there are 12 divisions. Just take it as part of your body, from the 1st house being your head, and from the 12th house being your being your toe. Yeah, that is where we will talk about medical astrology as well. How does it play? Planets sitting in certain places give you indications that these are the problems that I can create for you. So we will come there. So the 1st house, or the 12 houses, what are these houses? There are 12 constellations. There are 12 signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini.
Yeah.
So these are 12 houses as well. So what has been done in astrology, to make it very simple, these houses are now converted into few things. Like 1st house will rule yourself, your appearance, your attitude towards your life. The 2nd house will be accumulated wealth, the kind of money, the kind of money that you want to earn. And for that, what will you need? You need efforts. For that, the third house comes into play. For efforts, how much effort can you put to accumulate wealth? For accumulating wealth and all, after you accumulate wealth and put a lot of efforts, what will you do? You will get into material life. You will try to buy some property or something, right? Like you'll try to buy this house. So what happens? You come to the fourth house, which is the house related to nurturing, somewhere where you can relax, peace, inner peace and happiness. That is the house, the dwelling. In fact, that is also the house that is related to your mother, because mother only is the one who can give you very nurturing life. Then comes, after everything, you got a house and everything, you're adult, everything good, then you want love life, you want romance. Then comes the fifth house, romance. And with romance, now your expenses are high, so you need speculative gains. You need to go into, you need to say, oh man, I have a girlfriend now, I have to take her to this park, that party, spending a lot of money. I need to start something. Fifth house is the house of starting new things.
So that's where I have my Rahu.
You have your Rahu in the house of fame.
Fifth house is fame?
Fame. Fifth house has, every house has 144 meanings to it. So if you go deep into it, so fifth house is also gains from mother. Okay, but fifth house is loss in a court cases, because sixth house is the house related to anything related to legal trouble, and anything 12th from the next house, the previous house for any house, is the loss of that house. Astrology is so deep, man. You can't, like, it will take at least, for me, my soul to come back 7 to 10 times more to learn 1 or 2% of astrology.
Really?
That is how deep astrology is.
Yeah.
So fifth house is love, romance, children. Sixth house is your obstacles. What is the trouble that you will face? Legal troubles. And service. How much are you born here to do service for other people, or other people will do service for you? This is the sixth house. And seventh house is the most important house, which is afflicted for the whole world, I think.
Which one?
It is seventh house. It is the house related to marriage and partnerships, also business partnerships. Seventh house is crazy, man, because 90% of cases that I hear is about separation, that I do the readings. Separation.
How many percent?
90%.
Is about separation. So 90% of the people coming to you are about separation. And wealth.
Wealth is to 100%, like 99% are coming for wealth. That is the second question.
Wow.
But the biggest problem that has happened currently is separation, divorce. It's like just peanuts. You know, you're getting married and you're getting divorced. So it's like nothing. Everyone wants their piece of life. No one is trying to adjust with other person.
Right.
Everyone wants freedom. No one wants to live in the norm that, okay, my mother-in-law is like this, my sister-in-law. No one wants to adjust or improve themselves.
But what are they coming for? So when they, let's say they have a separation, what are they asking? What do they need? I don't understand the
Like, I am getting separated, will I get married again?
Oh.
If you see a chart, there's a problem in that chart. If they get married 10 times, there is going to be a problem. So it's not like, you know, it's your attitude that is making you do all this. It's like no one wants to sacrifice. Yeah, some people are in very toxic relationships. That is okay, understood. But some people, my husband does not call me for 10 days. This is the reason for divorce. So such kind of people are also there. Then this is the seventh house is the most important house. It gives you status in your life. Seventh house is the house of legal signing. Anything that gives you a designation. For example, you sign a legal paper, you become a husband or a wife, right? You sign a legal paper, you become a partner, business partner. Professional partner. Any partnership which requires legal signature is the seventh house. Very important to be seen by everyone. The eighth house comes the house for us, for you and me. This is the house of spirituality and also mystic occult sciences. But also house of shared resources and inheritances. It shows you that what your lineage is. The fifth house and eighth house have a very important relationship. The fifth house is the house of past life karma as well, that who were you in the past life. And eighth house is that what are you going to be doing? What is your spiritual level of attainment, or what is your higher consciousness? Where can it go during this lifetime is the eighth house. Shared resources, also the house of in-laws. Seventh house is the house of marriage. Eighth house is the gains from marriage, gains through in-laws. Ninth house is very important house. It is called the luck, the house of luck. Also the house of higher education. It shows you that what kind of philosophy do you carry, what kind of worth you are in terms of spirituality. That is the ninth house. 10th house is all about career and what type of career you want to choose. 11th house is gains, massive gains. If you want to see someone a billionaire, see the 11th house lord. And importantly, see the second house lord, that where the second house is accumulated wealth. You will become a billionaire only if you accumulate wealth. If you get money and you spend it, you will not become anything. And 12th house is the house of losses, where how do we do losses, and also endings. And also a place called ashrama. That means a place where you go and say that I have completely given up materialism and now I want to become a monk. So that is how the whole 12 houses are connected. And what happens is that, Frank, the planets here, over the years, 5,000 years ago, a book was written, Parashara Hora Shastra, the first ever book written on astrology. The basic fundamental theory of astrology is being taken from there. Parashara. Like, what is Parashara? He is the sage whose son is Veda Vyasa. He wrote all the 4 Vedas, the very big, the Atharva Ved, Sam Ved, Yajurva Ved, Rig Ved, the 4 Vedas, the foundational texts of Hinduism and Sanatana.
So those came after the book of astrology?
Yeah, those came after the book of astrology. Yeah, Ved Vyasas is Parashara's son. So how can it come before? So it's so awesome, man. You can't even, like, it's so beautiful. So what happened is that during that time, all the sages went to Lord Vishnu and asked them, Vishnu, the earth is there, people are here. Some people are having very bad fate. Some people are born with such good fate. How do we calculate this? How do we see that, who will be born with good fate, who has come to this world for a higher purpose? Like, for example, if we talk about very big people like Mother Teresa or Mahatma Gandhi, they were also born same like us, right? But their fate was so different. What special do they have? That is the planets. That is the karmas that you bring, or that is the reason God has brought you to this existence. That is what these sages started learning, that okay, man, now sun has moved to this sign. Let us see 10,000 people who have sun as this sign, and let's make a data. Data analytics, data engineering, that is very common right nowadays. These were done 5,000 years ago by our sages, and they started writing data that, okay, this sun in this house, such person will have this kind of eyes. Oh, the complexion for 10,000 people. Oh, this is what it comes here. So this is what it is. So there is research came into, they started documenting it, and then astrology was continued, and now till every day, when I see charts, it's all about research and trying to figure out that, man, this planet is sitting here for another person also. Why is it not happening? Why is something same not happening with that other person? Because the planets have aspects. They are sitting in some kind of constellations. They are sometimes in debilitation, sometimes in exaltation, and so many damn things you can't even. I'm telling you, every chart has, every house in a chart, 12 houses have 144 meaning to each and every question that you ask.
Wow.
It is so deep.
Yeah. So when you're looking at 2024 now, what are you seeing for the collective, for everybody?
2024 is called the year of Saturn. When you count 2, 2 and 4, it becomes 8. 8 is the number of Saturn. And 8 is, if you see 8, it is a very important thing to notice. Just turn 8 like this
Infinity,
and see.
yeah.
Infinity. It is like what goes around comes around. This is the time people will get a lot of karmic results. What they have done in the past, either they will start getting fruits, either they will start losing things. So it is like where you started, where you have traveled, and where you want to go. Either you come back to the same spot, or either you reach to the infinity. Exactly. It is a year of possibilities. This is the year especially when Saturn is sitting in its own sign, that is Aquarius. It is called the Mool Trikona. Mool Trikona means my own sign, and I am very powerful here. I am very, very confident here. So this is the time of karma. This is the year of karma. Do lot of karma, lot of dharma during this time. Do lot of righteous acts. This is what 2024 according to me means. Very important year to start new things, because Saturn looks at the efforts of people. Saturn wants you to really, really slog it. I'll tell you a small story about it. There was a very, very brave king in India. His name was Vikramaditya. He was an emperor, not a king. Like, he was very big. He was sitting in his royal throne, and sages came to him, and they started talking about astrology, and Saturn's name came in. He said Jupiter is this, Venus is this, Saturn's came in. He said, oh, I don't worry about Saturn. He was an emperor, right? But not bigger than the energy that is up there. Who made him an emperor? So he said, oh, Saturn cannot do anything to me, nothing happens. I'm going to be I am an emperor. The whole world is mine. Okay. When Saturn, heard it, it's like, okay, no problem. Saturn, there is a something of Saturn which is called in the astrology. It's called the Sade Sati. That means 7.5 years of Saturn's affliction. If Saturn is very close to if you're in your natal chart, if the moon, you're very close to Saturn, that is before and after moon, or with moon, it is Sade Sati. It takes Saturn 2.5 years to change one house. It is the slowest moving planet. Okay, so in 2.5 years, it changes one zodiac. It is very slow. So what happens? His Sade Sati came. That means Saturn came very close to the moon. And moon is closest to the earth. That means directly whatever impact happens on moon happens on us. And what happened? A beautiful horse came into his palace by a salesman. He said, sir, this is the most beautiful horse on whole of earth. He said, I want it. He said, you are the emperor. It is yours. Take it. He took it. He sat on the horse thinking that the horse started running. Horse ran and ran for almost 15-20 days. He did not stop. Vikramaditya, the emperor, was completely he was a homeless guy. He went to a place where no one recognized him. He had to stay there for 2.5 years in the woods, cutting woods, putting it on his back and selling it for food. Emperor. But he did not give up. He said, okay, it's my fate. It has brought me. He was right. He was never ever wrong. Only problem that happened was his ego. That I am the emperor. Who are you? God has chosen you to be an instrument so that you provide justice and righteousness for the people. That's why you are an emperor. Otherwise, you are a body. You will die and there will be another emperor. So he went there. He started cutting that. Later he was also put in prison because they thought that he was cheating. So the king was put in prison, and then later they found out no, he was not cheating, some other person was cheating. He was got out, and then he prayed forgiveness to Lord Shani that okay, I think that I did a mistake, I was very egoistic and everything is yours. Lord Shani appeared to him and said that this is just a lesson for you to understand that humility, that your this ego and this ruthlessness that I am the one. There is, even I am not the one, Shani said. One is someone who has no shape, no size, no name. That is the one. So don't try to be egoistic in what you have right now. That is what Saturn teaches. And this is the year of Saturn. So don't be like this Vikramaditya. That is what I'm trying to say. Try to be more open. People talk about spirituality. I do readings. People say, I'm very spiritual. I do 2 hours of puja in the morning. I do mantra chanting. I take a bead and I do this. I'm like, that is stupidity. That is not spirituality. Spirituality is when you become an instrument of God trying to help someone. People are dying in front of you and you are doing Ram Ram. This is not going to help you. You should be going there and helping them so that at least God acknowledges that, okay, you put an effort to help His creation. That is real spirituality.
And also, what is your intention, right? So if you help people, the intention is to help people. But when I see people doing, it drives me insane. Like all the biggest spiritual teachers now, or any books that you see, it's all how to manifest, how to get this. So it's basically using spirituality to get what you want, to serve the ego. Hey, I just really quickly want to tell you about the necklace that I'm wearing. You might see me wearing it in a lot of these episodes. I actually give it to many of the guests too. They're from Leela Quantum Technology, and as you can see, there are little capsules inside that are supercharged with what they call quantum energy. And it's just like walking around with one of the full-sized infinity blocks with you wherever you go. So you can get those on the website too and be quantumly upgraded wherever you go.
So any big institutions, I don't want to name them, I am against them because the main purpose of their institution is to make money. They have they are flying in private jets. They are on the business class seats. I sit in economy and come. I can afford business class and first class, but I said it's going to the same destination, right? I'm in that same plane. So few days ago, I was in a plane. I was going to London, and I saw a very big guy who's I don't want to name him. He was sitting in the business class, and he has given up everything in this world. He says that I have given up everything. I am a spiritual person only. So why are you in a business class? Any spiritual person will never ever choose luxury. The route, he has to take that route for sure. But there are other options for that route as well. It's not, sitting in my comfort, because my organization has like billions of dollars. So that is where, people are being fooled by this big institutions and this I manifest this, man. Nothing, man. You be righteous, try to do good deeds, and it will come back to you. It's just like it's a reflection of your deeds, your life. You go to the gym, you will make muscles. You sit at me like home, you will make this tummy. So exactly this is how it works. You put the right energy will come back to you. You think that you will manifest, okay, I am rich, I am this, I am that, and you sit at home all day, smoke up, what will happen? You will not get anywhere. You go and do your karma, that means your work. Your 10th house has to be active. Then you will get your 11th house, the gains from that karma that you're doing. That is how, people get rich. It's all about, it's all in the stars. Astrology here comes to existence and comes to the play, which can say that what is the level you can achieve here. Some people are just struggling. They're saying, oh, am I buying a lottery from 30 years? No lottery. There is no promise of lottery in your chart. Why are you buying it? In fact, use that money to buy stocks or mutual funds. There is that kind of promise in your chart.
What would show promise of lottery in a chart?
So if the 5th house, a house of speculation, and 8th house, house of sudden events, are together connected in some way or the other, then that person wins a lottery. If the 5th house lord goes in the 8th house, or the 8th house lord goes in the 5th house, or if the 5th house lord has an aspect from the 8th house, or the 8th house lord has an aspect from the 5th house, they have interchanged their houses. They are sitting in their interchange their nakshatras. So there are 10,000 possibilities of speculative gains. I have a very good story to say.
Tell me.
I have a guy in London, very famous guy. Everyone he was in the news few days ago. He bought 10,000 bitcoins in 2011, and his hard drive went missing. Though he is still digging. 10,000 bitcoins he has. His chart says speculative gain, but it does not say that he will get it ever.
Wow.
So his chart had speculative gain, but it is not going to come in the hand because the owner of the 8th house is combust. So he will not get it. If it was not combust, combust means when any planet comes very close to the sun, they become combust because sun is so powerful. It makes the planet into a shadow. So he will not get it. So I told him, why are you wasting your money? Forget it, you are not going to get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I would personally challenge you a little bit on the fact that a spiritual guru or someone can't fly first or business. I think sometimes you have to do certain things, and we don't know what that reason is. But I would say that it's interesting that, the spiritual teachers who they focus on teaching other people to manifest, I think is kind of losing the point of spirituality for me personally.
Why would you go to a spiritual person or a guru? Why? What is the reason? The main reason is you want to understand, understand the life or spirituality. And when do you learn spirituality? When you give up material things.
But I think they do that to attain, right? So some of these masters, let's say, will say, oh, I was in 10 lifetimes in the Himalayas, let's just say. So they gave up everything. But they don't have to do that anymore. Just like even now, they don't have to do daily yoga. They don't have to do the alternate breath. That's for the person who's seeking. Once they got it, it's like, we've talked about Osho before. It's like at that level, there is no attachment to it. So why not just have it? You've already surpassed your attachment to it.
A real sant, I'll quote here, Neem Karoli Baba.
Yeah.
A real saint. People like Steve Jobs, not a small name, right? Mark Zuckerberg, why they went to his ashram? There is someone, right? He had nothing. He had just one shawl over his, thing over his body so that it can be protected through cold. That's it. Otherwise, he had nothing. He had biggest to biggest peoples of that time coming with biggest to biggest cars that you can, even a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, there was one person, Krishna Das, his student.
KD,
yeah, and he said, we would try. Hey, can we give you this? He didn't want it. He's like, no.
Exactly, because he got everything. He got everything. Once you attain spirituality, once you understand yourself, you get everything. And now what is there in you is you have to share it with other people. For that, you do not need business class. I'm not against them. I'm saying that the way they are using people's money, donation, for their own luxury, people's faith, is bad. You know, this body is going to decompose one day. The soul is going to another place. Remember this. There is everyone has this question, na, what happens after death? The soul is going to take another life, and you have to pay all your karmic debts in that lifetime. So you can either be doing good deeds and at least getting rebirth again into the house of a billionaire, rather getting born in a place where there is drought and you don't even have water to survive. So it is all, you know, in your karmas.
What would you say to people who are watching? Obviously, they should get a reading with you. It's incredible what they'll learn. And I'll actually link to your channel too, obviously, so they'll have it. But if somebody's watching, what's the most important thing to look for in their chart or to do in their life?
See, number one thing astrology can say or predict is your path of your life. So I being studying, like for example, studies, let's start from the studies because that is the basic foundation to what you want to become. If your chart promises very good placement of planets which can make you a very good healer, a doctor, anything to do with medical profession, anything to do with engineering, and now AI has taken over, right? Rahu. AI is Rahu, there is no one else. Yeah, everything that is illusion in this world is Rahu, because Rahu is the one who can create illusion. AI is an illusion. It is used by people, but it is an illusion after all. End of the day, AI is also made by people. It's not on its own, right? So it's an illusion created so that you can have your life better. And that is what Rahu is. Wherever Rahu is, your life is better. It is the most awesome planet. Now, astrology should be used only to determine your career, conditions of your health. That means, okay, yeah, man, these are the things where my health can be challenged. These are the planetary combinations in the past which says that health can be a bigger challenge. You know, you can get heart-related problems, kidney-related. I told you, start from the first house, from the head, the second house, the eyes, the third house, the mouth, communication, the fourth house, the throat, fourth house, throat to the heart, fifth house, heart to the stomach. Sixth house, stomach to the, you know, to your genitals. Seventh house, genitals. Eighth house, your anal region. Ninth house is where we go on the legs. Then, you know, 10th house is your knees. Then we go down. 11th house and 12th house is your feet. So this is how the whole body is. And if the planets, if malefics are sitting in some places, we get indications that, oh man, this is sitting here. We have to be very careful about this kind of problem. If Rahu is sitting in your fifth house, your stomach will be somewhere of an issue.
That's what I have. Rahu fifth house. And my stomach, oh, that's so weird you say that.
Yeah,
Yesterday I was telling someone, I went to do acupuncture and I was like, no matter how healthy, no matter what I eat, my stomach always hurts. Exactly,
because Rahu is in the fifth house. Now you need to use so everyone has a food, right? Someone, you know, who's running too much or who's in gym and all, they will eat non-veg and stuff like that. Some people who are, you know, sitting on a bench and working, they will eat some different kind of food. So everybody requires, same way planets also require their remedies, their food.
What's Rahu's?
Rahu is activated charcoal. Start taking activated charcoal.
I bought that literally yesterday.
Yes, activated charcoal.
So funny.
Everything becomes okay for you.
Really?
Yeah, because charcoal has the ability to absorb poison, and Rahu is all about poison.
Wow.
Yeah, so it will help you. It will help you mitigate the effects. So medical astrology is a very important thing. Thyroid, one of the biggest problem in the world right now. Heart problem and thyroid. Heart problem is caused by Mars. Mars is the blood in the body. Red blood, red planet Mars. Mars is the blood in the body, the blood flow. Cayenne pepper, take it, start having it. It will, your heart problem will go away. You will feel too much better. People who have thyroid, mercury is the problem with thyroid. So mercury, cilantro, take cilantro. You know, grind it, however, just drink it without adding anything else every day. See, planets and these herbs and many things are connected.
But your chart will also tell you if it's something that can't be avoided. You're going to have a heart thing or a knees thing,
for
right?
Sure.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
The remedy's not for everybody.
Remedy is just like, you know, taking medicines for a headache. At least it will give you some kind of relief. It is supposed to happen on a larger, this body is supposed, everyone, even let it be the most beautiful person on this earth or the most ugly one, they have to die. They have to get into the soil one day. They have to get burnt. This is what it is. Only thing that we can do is, these kind of things, the herbs, the remedies, which can help you mitigate some kind of, the composition of that planet, which is weak in your chart. It can just strengthen that for a while. At least you will feel better.
My whole, like, what I'm really interested in is like Tantra and occult and things like that, which I know you can see from my chart. Is there like, is that something where somebody has to go their full life into Tantric or into any occult thing to really learn it?
Yes, so you have to dedicate your time. So in ancient India, whenever anyone supposed to do Siddhi means a degree, like you do a study and then later you get a reward for it, that this is your certificate.
But
so
it's like a power.
Yeah, Siddhi is that certificate.
For people to understand,
Yeah, it's a power. It's like, so you meditate for 10 years and now you can control your breathing. If you don't breathe for 1 year, you will be okay. That is called Siddhi. You accomplish something which is unbelievable. That is Siddhi. So you get a certificate by God that, okay, here you go. You are now passed. You can do this anytime.
But it's like a lot of people will say, a lot of masters will say, but that's a distraction. Like, don't be distracted by that. Continue on the path. But I say just for people who don't maybe understand, in Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda, he talks about different cities, and there's one, for example, someone can make the smell of roses. Everywhere he goes, everyone smells roses, but it took him 12 years to have that ability.
So 12 years is the time frame for getting any Siddhi. So that is why, all the sages in ancient India used to go for 12 years in a cave, sit, meditate. Their guru, someone will give them practice to do that. This is what you have to practice, and time to time he will be coming either in physical form or either in dreams and giving you the next task. And in that 12 years you get so many siddhis that you can accomplish things without, like roses, right? Roses or sandalwood, you're just sitting and suddenly you have that mantra or that thing that can release that kind of thing in the atmosphere. So that is possible. People like Neem Karoli Baba, people say that Lord Hanuman gave him, Lord Hanuman came in front of him. Neem Karoli Baba had the siddhi to, teleport himself to other places. So people have given a lot of statements that when Neem Karoli Baba was back in his ashram in Kainchi in Uttarakhand in India, they saw him in south of India also that same day. He came and he helped them in some way. So this is what Siddhi is. Now what happens is that 8,000 astrology is all about Siddhi and all about Tantra. What is Tantra? Tantra means a method. Tantra, the word is very dangerous. Tantric is the one who knows the method. Tantra is just method, there is nothing else. Yantra, Tantra, Mantra. Yantra means the tool, Tantra means the method, and Mantra means the chanting or the recitation to get it. We manifest, right? I am good, I am brave, same way. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra, this is the way to reach the Tantra. So this is what Yantra, Tantra and Mantra all connected. If anyone wants to get into occult knowledge, anyone wants to get into, there are two kinds of occult knowledge. Astrology is also occult, and getting into something very bad, witchcraft, is also occult. So if good exists, bad also exists in the same form. So it depends on what kind of occult people are trying to go. You are right, I would suggest that always go into the right zone. Always try to, we are not here to do any siddhi, or if that was the case, then God would have chosen us from childhood. We would have been in that. But what happens, we learn over time and we say, oh, let me also do it. And then suddenly we go crazy. So we should not be going into that area of life if we don't have a very professional master with us. And unless and until a master commands you to do a siddhi, no people should read a book and do siddhi, because that master is taking responsibility of your soul and your life to do a siddhi. That's why, people take initiations from gurus. That, okay, guru, I want an initiation. They will give an initiation and then you have to follow that mantra for your life.
Okay, and that guru is taking responsibility for what happens.
Exactly.
And protecting you, maybe.
Yeah, so on basis of that, it is called Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. This means that Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, collectively the power they hold, a teacher, a guru in your life, have that much power. That is what a guru means. A guru means the enlightened one, someone who is already enlightened and bringing you towards enlightenment. Okay, but not sitting with you in a private jet and bringing you into an enlightenment, sitting on a normal floor and trying to really teach you spirituality and not selling their products. Okay, buy this and then spirituality will come to you. That is where the scam is.
Tell me about Osho.
Osho was enlightened. I feel that his philosophy is to be learned and seen by everyone. Very beautiful thing he told us. You know, you go to the school and they say, oh, concentrate and study. Concentrate. Did anyone teach concentration? Never. No one teached you how to concentrate. No one teached you dhyana. That is the basic fundamental of Sanatan, which Osho is talking about. That close your eyes and the world is inside you. You are not looking for things outside. That is what his philosophy is, that you need to find everything in yourself. You need to teach your kids to be attentive, dhyana. They have to focus on things so that they can focus on things in their life. The problem is at this moment, all the kids are so distracted. And Osho, the only thing Osho said, Osho's message to the world is that, you know, dhyana, everything is inside you. People who are looking for gods in temples, in mosques, in churches, there is no God there. There is good energy. You can go and meet new people, good energy. But God is not there. God is inside you. Give you a small story about Gautam Buddha.
Before you do really fast, okay, go ahead. I was going to ask about the luxury component of Osho, to move from that.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
I feel
only because I know people will ask.
People will ask.
Yeah.
Osho, I feel, what I feel, see, I never met him personally. Huh? He's like, you know him, I know him. What I feel is that Osho tried to create that PR strategy, you know, so that he knew that rich people in the world, the richest people in the world, they have everything to do in the world. They should come to me because they have seen it all. A poor person will earn his bread or he will go towards spirituality and do dhyana. He said the rich people, the enlightened one, who must have done good karma in the past, have given this life by God. They should come because I can enlighten them. And for that he did all this luxury in his life. That is what I feel. It can be different for other people, but this is what I feel.
And you have a story about Buddha?
Yeah, Buddha. So Buddha was meditating. So many years. He was meditating under a tree. A girl used to pass I forgot the name of the girl, but it's a story, and Buddha himself wrote it when he got enlightenment. Girl was passing every day and he saw that every day this yogi is sitting and he's getting skinnier and skinnier. His all bones, everything could be seen. So this girl goes and wakes him up from a 10,000 years tapasya of penance. And Buddha gets up. He gets really, who are you? Why did you wake me up? He's like, I have seen you. I got some food for you. He's like, I am not eating. I am into a path of finding God. He will appear in front of me. He said, what? She was, I think, in a very early grade. She said that, oh, our Guruji in the class said that God is within you only. Why do you want to see God outside? She told Buddha. Buddha immediately closed his eyes. And at that moment, Buddha got enlightenment. Search it, you will find the story. And
he was sitting for 10,000 years under the tree?
Yeah.
Does that correlate with the story though?
Yeah. The girl which was passing, it was the last few days when she saw Buddha in her presence, in her life.
Yeah.
But it is said that Buddha meditated for 10,000 years to attain enlightenment.
So by the time he became enlightened, his family, his parents, everybody had already passed?
Everyone had passed. So Buddha
I thought he became a teacher to those people.
Buddha is not, so there is a lot of misconception here. Buddha is not a person. Buddha is the soul that is residing in that body. It's not the Gautam Buddha, which finally became enlightened, was sitting there for few years, but the soul that has been meditating, it was meditating for 10,000 years to reach that spiritual level. So you don't take it in the way of the physical form, in the way of the soul. So that girl finally gave him the real reason of enlightenment.
Wow, yeah.
And he got enlightened. So God is within us. That is what we should understand. The planets, the astrology, numerology, any kind of mystic sciences just brings, it is just a speculative way to see that, okay, man, there is, what astrology means, Jyotish. It means that this is the way, and if there is light in the way, I will see if there is a snake or there is a crocodile or there is if I fall somewhere, that is what it is. So I just pass by this place. This is what astrology is totally.
So do you think that's the best use of astrology is to, if you know to expect something, you can prepare for it?
Exactly. To know that, okay, this is what my chart promises. This is what I should be focusing on. Like you were a journalist for so many years. Now you're coming into the spirituality. Did you ever think when you were a journalist 3 years down the line that when you just started your career that I will become a healer? But your chart, I told you, your Rahu is sitting in the Satyabhisha Nakshatra. It's promising in your chart to become a healer. So your life.
And does it tell you when? It gives you the time, like,
exactly,
in your early 30s, you'll become...
Exactly, because, that is where comes Mahadashas and Antardashas. So there is Mahadasha, there is Antardasha, the Dasha system is the time of the planet, the major period of a planet which will influence your life at that point of time. It will say at this time, your life will completely transform.
Yeah, and when you did my chart, you asked me because you wanted to make sure you had the right time. You said, are you in communications and media?
Yeah.
And also, are you a healer or work in a medical field?
Yeah.
And it was yes to both.
Exactly. So it's because of third house. Anyone who's into healing.
That's where my Saturn is.
Saturn is, yeah. So your karma is sitting in the third house. Wherever Saturn will be sitting, just look at it as karma. That means my karma is here. So your karma was sitting in the third house, but Saturn is aspecting also. Every planet has aspects. They look at houses. It is aspecting in the ninth house. So it brought you to dharma as well. Now you're doing dharma, the work of dharma, healing other people. So it's very, very awesome. The astrology is so deep, so accurate, so awesome. And Vedic astrology, sidereal, Western, tropical, everything, Feng Shui, everything can be also accurate. I don't know about it, so I cannot comment. But Vedic astrology, I can bang on and say that it is so damn accurate.
And it's so layered. Like, you know how you just said the whole thing with mine, Saturn, third house, aspecting ninth, all that. But even further, I was born under the nakshatra Hasta.
Hasta.
So
it means
healing hands. And I use my hands in all my sessions. Hey, did you know that you're walking around like a radio tower, just broadcasting out these messages and frequencies on a subconscious level? And some of those broadcasts are negative, and they could be affecting the way people see you, the way people treat you. Did you also know that you're never upset for the reason that you think you're upset? We're also walking around with these trapped emotions, trapped old traumas from things that have happened to us in our past. And that's what I clear for people when they come and work with me one-on-one. We look for the subconscious blocks that are affecting you, and I clear them. Most people report the next day, if not that same day, they feel lighter, they feel happier, they feel free. And a lot of times you can check out the testimonials on my website to see people resolve physical illnesses and physical traumas like restless leg syndrome, eye pressure problems, cold feet, cold hands, anxiety. All of these things are things that I've seen get cleared when people work with me. It's all done on an energetic level. And the best part is that it's done remotely from the comfort of your home. We just get on a Zoom call, and in 30 minutes, you can experience what feels like 10 years of therapy. So if you're curious, go to www.frankellariti.com, and I cannot wait to work with you.
And your moon is in the 12th house, Hasta Nakshatra. What is the 12th house? Spirituality. 12th house is the house of giving up everything. I'm telling you, you are also here, audience is also here, I am also here. You will be ending up in an ashram someday.
I know, you told me. You gave me the year.
Yeah, your 12th house is when it will get activated, when moon will come, you will get nurtured. You will get nurtured or nurturing in only a place of isolation, and that is either complete isolation, there are three cases here. Either you become completely mad and get isolated, either you go into the jail, or either you go into the ashrama.
Jail?
Yeah, but this is what it is. This is where the layers come. But when we see the aspect on moon, it says that you will go to an ashram, to a holy place.
So you've seen mine. I thought you meant I personally jail or ashram or mad.
No. It means that, that's what the layer comes. People, I tell you that, okay, half knowledge. I say, oh, you're going to jail. Oh, you will get scared. Oh, what do I need to do? Oh, you spend like $2,000. I will get you some remedy done for you. So you will immediately spend, I don't want to go to jail. But now You know, these are the layers, and some of the points with astrologers are using it in a bad way, that they are trying to manipulate other people with the fear. That is not what astrology is. Astrology is just a way to look at, just a way to look at how the future would be.
Yeah, I love your method, because actually the same day I did my session with you, or the next day, my sister had a session with someone that I booked for her to do the
birth time rectification.
Exactly, to know exactly when she was born, because we just knew between 3 and 3:30. So he told her 3:03. Yeah. But he told her to get a yellow sapphire, and he said, "I'll get it from you. It's from India." And she told me this, and she said she's getting it. And I said, "Don't do that.
Don't do that."
Because of what you told me, because I've done that before.
Exactly. It is all. I am wearing no stones, nothing. It's not going to change my destiny. It can help me. Stones do help. Very important stones are. It's formed under Mother Earth's whole heat. It has qualities of the planets. But every planet is like Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. It is the creator, it is the preserver, and it is the destroyer. So you play with energy, it will create something for you. Very nice. You wear an emerald, you wear yellow sapphire, it will create wealth for you. But it will destroy your health. So are you willing to...
So it always comes with a cost.
Everything. You cannot manipulate anything. You cannot manipulate. It will come with a cost, because it is the energy. Every planet in every house is sitting, like your Rahu, sitting in the 5th house, will give you fame, but will also play with your stomach. You wear a Hazonite, that's the stone of Rahu. It will give you immense fame, but your health will be completely gone.
So yeah.
So why do you want to play with it? What is important? Health is important. Fame will keep coming. So this is how astrologers play with you. I know I have a billionaires club. I have a group where all billionaires are there. They have kept me on what is a retainer. Okay, we are taking this plant, shall we? What is the date? What is this time and all and all. So
wow.
I also have to make a living, so I have them on my list. A lot of them. Now, what happens here is that they are so, like astrology has become so much, they have become so much fanatic over it that if I say, if I make a video that, there is a problem in next 3 days, everyone will call. Oh, what is this? This is my meeting. They're so scared.
Wow.
They don't believe in themselves. It is a time to be careful, but it is not a time to just blame the planets or always, be over dependent on astrology. Someone who's over dependent on astrology or any kind of occult or mystic is a fool. Because it is not a foolproof solution at all. I, being an astrologer, I'm telling you, it's not a foolproof solution. Astrology has its limits. Your karma are foolproof solution. Karma is bigger. I have so many secrets, of people you can't even imagine, and they are big names. In California, in Europe, big names. I have many secrets. An astrologer also has to die with secrets. He has to die with all the secrets of people. You cannot be unethical also here. But people, the main problem of astrologers and main problem of people, entering, anyone who entering spirituality will get conned for sure. Because they are, they might be seeking the wrong place. So your sister was going to get a yellow sapphire, that could have been like $5,000-7,000 for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, very simple, very easy. And it would have cost him like $100 in India to buy. Mm-hmm. So, these are the scam. This is how they make their life better. So try to understand that no one in this world can change your destiny other than yourselves and your karma and your actions. If they say wear a yellow sapphire, take this, take that, no, it is all. Do remedies, small remedies, like for wealth, there is a remedy where you take cinnamon in your hand and go out of your house and blow it into the house. It creates a very positive environment. Let good energy come into your house. So these are remedies for wealth. Place a water fountain in the northeast direction of your house. There, if you have a waterfall, continuously doing there. And exactly opposite to it is the earth energy, where you keep a safe or keep some earthen pot filled with water or a safe with money. There money keeps multiplying. But it has to be done in a way where the northeast has water and southwest has safe and that earthen pot. Then it will balance that energy and then it will start making money for you. So these things exist, but it does not mean that, okay, wearing this, doing some puja or something, nothing, man. You are sitting here and you are telling someone is doing your puja 10,000 miles away, you will get effect of the planets. It is so illogical.
I've done that.
I know, it is not logical at all. In fact, better than that, you sit and chant one time, I'll give you a very small story. You will love.
But
this.
I actually noticed a difference in the thing I asked for, but it's okay.
It is all because if you,
I believed it, or
Exactly.
Okay,
It is your
And I did. I was meditating at the same time. I knew they were doing it in India.
a small story I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You will understand the real power of karma. Lord Vishnu, and there is a character in Lord Vishnu's life, or in the everyone who's Hindu or who must be following Hindu culture, they would know. It's called Narada. Narada is the one who goes to all the three places. He has access to everywhere.
Yeah.
He can go to the Patala, that means underground. He can go in the heavens to demons, anywhere. He can go anywhere. He went to Lord Vishnu because he always says Narayan, Narayan. Narayan is the name of Vishnu. He went to Lord Vishnu and said, Lord Vishnu, who is your biggest devotee in the world? He thought that Lord Vishnu will say, oh, you are the biggest devotee. Lord Vishnu pointed down there, and there was a farmer in a field. He said, that is my biggest devotee. Narada he said, what the hell? I am the one who's everywhere going and doing Narayan, Narayan, mantra chanting. And he's telling me that guy is, I will see that what puja he does, what kind of chanting he does. So he takes the form of a sage. He goes to his house and says, I am traveling from here. I want to stay here in this house for these many days because I have. So he stays there for 3 days. He sees the routine of the person. He gets up in the morning, takes shower and everything. He sits in front of a small stone, which does not even have a very clear image of a god. He says, thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Goes, eats his breakfast, takes his food, takes his bullock and goes to the field. Works all day, sleeps in the afternoon under the tree, gets up again, works, comes home, takes shower, again goes, sits in front of that black stone and says, thank you. And he did this for 3 days. And Narad said, what the hell, man? I've been chanting all my life. And Lord Vishnu is saying that he is my biggest devotee. He went to Lord Vishnu and he said, Lord Vishnu, this is not correct. I have been going into three directions all over the universe and saying Narayan, Narayan, and you're saying he's the biggest devotee. He said, he's my biggest devotee because in the morning, I know what he says. He says that, dear Vishnu, I am going to be starting my work, which you have assigned me in my karma. I am going to be doing that because you have assigned me. So make sure that my crops are nice. Make sure there is good rain. Make sure that my cattle is very nice and everything is positive and I make good fortune out of it. And it's all about you. And he comes in the afternoon and he says, Lord Vishnu, what happened is that I went to the farm today. It was beautiful. Everything went very smoothly, and continue this for the second day. Otherwise, I will not talk to you. I will not pray to you. He said, that is my biggest devotee because I have sent him to do karma. He is doing that karma. He is not only sitting and doing Narayan, Narayan. So this is more important, karma, where God also looks at you and says that, oh man, this person is doing so much hard work. Let me give him some success. And then comes astrology part. People say, everyone, I do so much hard work in my office. I work 200%, but I am not getting any promotion or gains. So you are not doing something right. Planets are not responsible for it. Your actions are responsible for it. Many people, there is another problem here. Many people, they take engineering degree. 20 years ago, they have taken a job. Now, after that, 20 years, they are being fired from the work because new talent has come in, where they have new technology, AI and all. So what's happening? They are not upgrading themselves. And then they come to astrologer, and astrologer says, this is the guy who came to me. Now I will give him one stone, one bracelet and this and that. And then this person, if the money is mine, then this person go do the hell because nothing is going to happen for him. So this is astrology. Astrology is just to see the way forward, not to really, fanatically believe into it.
Your story reminded me of Osho when they asked him what happened when you first became enlightened. And he said, I laughed and I laughed and I laughed at all the stupid years I wasted meditating in the Himalayas, chanting in the Himalayas. He's like, I just laughed because it was always there. It was already there.
It is always present. It's the soul that weighs around 2 grams in our body. Actually, this is what they've been doing research. It's called Atma in the Sanskrit language. And God is called Paramatma. Paramatma means the first soul. So we are all part of that Paramatma. So God is within us only. We are just no one is trying to look inside and everyone is trying to find God in people. This is what the whole irony of this time and this life is. Everyone wants shortcut. They think, oh, this guy has good knowledge, so he will be connected to God, so I will touch his feet now, and whatever he says, he will remove his jacket, it will be auctioned for $1 million. That is what is happening in this world. So that they feel that energy, oh, I have kept his photo, now blessing has come to my house. He is alive right now. People are putting flowers on him, keeping photo in his house, saying that, oh, honey came out of the photo. What stupidity people are doing. I see some people, like in the Hindu culture, I know people will hate me. I am making a lot of enemies with all these people. But I've seen they put some photo and they said, oh, Guruji, there is water coming out, there is this coming. Are we living in the real world? If there is a big war going on, if this is created by us, God has nothing to do with it, and people are questioning that where is God? Why is he not coming and stopping the war? You people have created the war. God has not created the war. Why will he come and stop it? So the problem is that spiritual people, the people who are right now in this whole limelight, like sitting and giving a lot of gyan, take their knowledge. Very good. Don't follow them like fanatically. Take them knowledge, keep complete knowledge from them. Whatever they're saying is very right, because they are learned people. They are not stupid people. They are learned people. But when they come and say, okay, you know what, I am going to be doing one kind of program where you pay $2,000 and you will get enlightened and you will get bliss, that is where people are getting caught. Sit there, listen to them on YouTube, take their good things and apply it to your life, rather than going and following them and I don't know where they are going to take you. They have to look, for example, if they take a big person, a big sant like that right now, they will have 10 million followers. So are they all going to enlightened? No. There are 4 persons who are always running behind with cameras and stuff like that. They want publicity. They don't want to enlighten you. They want to make sure that the programs they are running are completely booked so that money keeps coming in, man. Spirituality is a money-making business for all these people. So I would say that try to find your spirituality yourself. No one in this world is there to give you that enlightenment. You have to attain it yourself.
I think that's a great place to end it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to leave people with?
I would say do good. Good will come back to you. I would say don't fall in the traps of these astrologers who are trying to sell you stones and whatnot. Astrology is a science that should be used for the betterment of society and people. It should not be used as a fear tool to, Westerners are the most,
susceptible.
Because what happens, someone say, oh, you have this kind of problem, oh, your past life. I had a Westerner, sorry, I'm taking time. I had a Westerner, he said, my guy told me in the past life I was a snake. I said, why? Like, how did he know that you were a snake? He's like, no, he said, this is planet that made me a snake in the past life. I'm like, they're just conning, making money out of you. Try to be ethical. The more ethical you are, the more and more prosperity will come to you automatically.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ever since I wrote my goals down with the pen, my dreams and reality have both been blending in. I just hope that in the end, my debt don't extend me on my dividends. If it did, I'd have to keep pivoting, turn the other cheek and down another dose of adrenaline. I don't need to pretend to live a life that I never did, cause I'm right where I need to be.